Hello and a warm welcome once again to the Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park here in Taupo in the centre of the North Island of New Zealand. It's been a beautiful day here. It's brightened up a little bit. It's still quite windy from east to west here. The great Lake Taupo just across the way, and a fantastic tourist destination. They do triathlons here, and of course motorsport. They've just built a brand new kart circuit as well here, but we're here for the Toyota Racing Series, the Castrol Toyota Racing Series. It's round 4, race 2 of the weekend, and effectively we're back on track now in terms of the championship, having missed a couple of races that were cancelled at Taronga and then replaced at Hampton and here at Taupo. So here we go, race 2. Last time out, Liam Lawson clawed back 8 more points of his arch rival and teammate Marcus Armstrong, and they'll be at it again today, because as they line up on the grid, once again Liam Lawson is pole with a 1:23.472, but it was by the slimmest of margins. Lucas Auer just 0.0003, an incredible qualifying, 0.003 of a second between the two on the front row. Then second row sees Marcus Armstrong and Raoul Hyman. Hyman yet to get a victory for Giles Motorsport. He's been struggling with balance, but he's going to give it a go in this one. Artem Petrov looked very good early on in the previous race today, and Cameron Dass penalised, sadly, at the end of the previous race, but he was looking strong. Esteban Muth and Kazuta Kataka of Japan. Then in 9th position, Callan Williams of Australia, and Peter Petacek is in 10th position. Then Brendan Leach, 11th. Jackson Walls in 12th. Petru Florescu of Romania in 13th place. Thomas Smith of Australia. Dev Gore of the USA. And Parker Locke, likewise of the USA, lines up in 16th position. It's been tight throughout the last 3 weeks here. And in terms of qualifying, there's really nothing between them. Less than a second at times. And as I said, 0.0183 between the top 3 on the grid for this race alone, and half a second between the top 8 all the way down to Kotaka. So really nothing in it, given the track lap is about 1:23.4 as the fastest lap time. Slightly later in the day, so we're getting to dusk. It's cooling down. It's been cool most of the day, actually. We've got a bit of sunshine through the mid-afternoon, but it's cooling down again here, and I think the conditions actually are perfect for racing. Good crowd as always down here at the Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park. Great facility, goes from strength to strength, and it's given us some great racing so far. We had one safety car last time out. Lawson didn't get the best of starts. Armstrong got a better start, and of course he starts alongside Lucas Auer this time. And we get an interesting view. Florescu and Jackson Walls, who had one of the best runs he's had in a long time, Jackson Walls, last time out. And a little further back, there's Thomas Smith. And it's so key here to get a good start, because the previous race earlier today, once they get into line and file back there of this race, and that's because Cameron Dass and Peter Petacek were given penalties at the restart for the previous race. So the gap between Lawson and Armstrong now down to 26 points. And this will be a 15-lap race. Peter Petacek had a penalty. Dass moved to the back because of coming together and some overtaking that was a little rough, I think, and that's why they were penalised. Petacek came together at the restart through the complex. He came together with another competitor. So both those two men were penalised after the first race. Here we go then. All on Michelin tyres, of course. It's been a busy weekend for them, given the Taronga shuffle, as it were, because obviously they had to use the tyres that were going to qualify for then, and then back onto the tyres for this weekend. So we're back up to date now as you join us for race 2. We welcome our viewers around the world to our live feed, and it's been great to see so many of you from all over the world. Alongside me, or down in the pits I should say, Murray Taylor. Murray, what's happening?
Well, they're about to go. I'm just picking up on your comments about Jackson Walls. We'll just let them get away here.
Yep. And problem, oh no, he's got going again. That's Peter Petacek. So, go ahead, Murray, now they've all gone.
Yeah, just picking up on your comment about young Jackson Walls. Any other year, he would be. We would be thinking, wow, this guy. Well, we are thinking this guy is just so talented. Rookie of the year, but of course he's come up against Liam Lawson.
Yeah, there's a book that would be written on sporting people you don't want to come up against, like coming up against Tom Brady as the second quarterback for the Patriots. You don't want to do it. You don't want to be coming up against Wayne Rooney in a football team for centre forward. And yeah, Liam Lawson, top rookie, and sadly, Jackson Walls could do no harm, and he still won't win the rookie trophy, I don't think. But you're right, I think he's done a superb job. What's your thought about this race?
Well, every race, Jonathan, we say this is a pivotal race, this is a critical race, but the goalposts keep moving.
Yeah, they do. We saw an interesting start. We had a bit of a poor start from Lawson. He didn't get off the line well, and he was complaining about the white lines on his grid position. And Armstrong had a better start, but just couldn't turn it into a lead.
Well, Marcus told me that he missed second gear and he got a lot of wheel spin. Bit of confusion in the cockpit as he was trying to control the wheel spin, and it just made that subtle difference. That millisecond, I thought he had it actually going down into the first corner, but Liam came back at him. And I must say, Liam is very good at positioning the car. He just seems to know where to place it that closes the door.
Well, they're about to come back and put themselves on the grid, and we get ready for the second race here at the Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park. Round 4 of the championship, and we're getting to the business end of this year. 6 races to go. Auer with a chance to win. He's on the front row, but Lawson needs the start, and he knows how good Auer can be and how hungry he is for a win. And just behind him, Marcus Armstrong. So all of them have got to be careful. Raoul Hyman, also of Giles Motorsport, on the second row. And just behind them, Petacek. Out go the lights and away they go, and Lucas Auer's got a flyer, and so has Marcus Armstrong. Armstrong comes up the inside. Lawson has a terrible start, and that's brilliant stuff by Marcus Armstrong and Lucas Auer. Lock up from Leach, but he's okay. Wow, that was not the start that Lawson wanted, and now he's going to have to fight back because Raoul Hyman comes alongside him at turn 3. But through into the lead goes Lucas Auer, the Austrian, flying off into the distance here at Taupo. Brilliant start also by Marcus Armstrong. He took to the grass for a moment as they headed down towards turn 1. Now Leach in the middle of a kerfuffle there, involving Cameron Das by the looks of things. No, sorry, Raoul Hyman. 2 white cars. One from Giles, one from M2 Competition.
Well, Jonathan, Liam just sat there with the wheel spinning.
He's really struggling with the wheel spin, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's good. He's good coming back at people. This is going to be a great race. He's got his head down.
I'm going to say, if he's going to show how good he is, he's going to have to do it now because he needs to claw down more points. He got 8 back on Marcus last time out, but he needs more to try and narrow that gap before we head to the final hurrah at Manfield in 1 week's time. They come out of the loop and down the back straight, and this will sort them out. Can anybody tuck up and maybe make a move? Come down towards the chase, the complex. Auer, brilliant through there last time out, getting past Armstrong. And Leach has made the best of the starts in terms of making places up. He's up to 6th place by the looks of things. He is. Brendan Leach moves to 6th ahead of Esteban Muth and Peter Petacek. Jackson Walls dropping to 9th, Kotaka 10th. So, good clean start then. And Lucas Auer, can he maintain this position? The top 3 pulling away from Raoul Hyman. Petrov just behind him, but Leach looking much more racy. And I think he just pulled himself together. Murray, we had a chat with Brendan. He was kind of down in the dumps about an hour ago, but look at him fly now.
Yes, he's certainly got his mojo back.
It's good to see. The Bumblebee's got the sting back. That's good to see. At the back, Parker Locke. Can he make some inroads?
So Marcus will be looking for revenge on Lucas from that earlier race today.
Yeah, great overtake by Lucas Auer into the complex, and it was a classic overtake and a risky one because it's always on the outside, very tough, but of course then you've got the inside line and you can close the door, which is exactly what he did. And
Marcus doing good lap times.
Yeah, Marcus 127.8, fastest lap so far, but it's early days yet. A 15 to eke away from 4th place Raoul Hyman. Petrov comes through. Leach is through. Leach still in 6th place. Kotaka's there. They cross the line again. Petacek just ahead of Leach now. Field not sprinting out as much as the previous race early on. Everybody on the pace. Esteban Muth still circulating well. Petacek. Jackson Walls just ahead of Kotaka. All filing through. Here's Petrov. The Russian.
A shout out to Greg Siddle, obviously watching this race back in Sydney. His man, Lucas, looking for his first win.
Yeah, it's amazing to think. I was just looking through the history books, and Lucas Auer was here back in 2012, his first season as a rookie, and he drove for Giles Motorsport back then. He's got so much experience here in New Zealand, but of course it's been a few years, but you never forget it completely. And you're right, Lucas has been unlucky, and I think Pee Wee would love him to have at least a victory and head to Manfield, both in the hunt and also with a victory under his belt, coming back to single-seaters after 4 or 5 years away from doing single-seaters and racing in sports cars up until now. Now the top 3 through the complex. Raoul Hyman, ooh, a little bit of dust thrown up there from Lawson. And everybody throwing up some now. Lucas Auer crosses the line. His last lap at 1:24.7. Now they're on the pace. 24.9 from Lawson.
Lock up.
Big lock up, and out he goes. So disaster. And he fall quickly here. Big mistake from Marcus Armstrong. Locks it up at turn 1. And that was the worst possible scenario for him. And now Lawson's got a rival is out. Doesn't really need to worry about Lucas Auer too much. That'll only become a factor towards the end of the season. So maybe he tries to reel him in. Maybe he settles for second, because Marcus is at the back now. And it's actually for Marcus Armstrong. Look how slowly.
Brought a lot of the granity sand back onto the track. So I think he's heading for retirement.
He's got a puncture. He's got a puncture. It's either a puncture or a broken suspension, or at least a bent suspension, but he's literally nursing it back to the pits. So disaster for Marcus Armstrong. He's made no mistakes so far this season, and that's all it takes. One mistake, the 26-point lead will just allow all of those competitors to catch up. Lucas Auer crosses the line. Lawson crosses the line. Lawson at 1:24.7, just a 10th quicker than Lucas Auer that last time out. Everybody sensing the change here in the race with Marcus Armstrong literally limping back to the pits. So, what a change. Brendan Leach now up to 5th, and don't count out Brendan Leach. He only needs a sniff of 2 more places and he'll be back in this. And look who's in front of him. He's got Raoul Hyman, a lock up there. Petrov almost bumps into him, and Brendan Leach is on the move. Raoul Hyman in the white number 7 Giles Motorsport. The man born in South Africa, but also a British citizen. He carries both flags on his overalls. Really interesting character, studying to be a lawyer, as the rest of his family, it seems, are lawyers. And a really good guy to be around. Got lots of fun, really enjoying his racing here in New Zealand. He's learned a lot, the Asian Formula 3 champion. And he's learned that the dust isn't too good to sit on here. A lock up from Leach at the loop, but no drama. Held on to it. Here comes Armstrong. Murray, what do you see?
Well, I think the front left, there's something wrong with the front left. They're bouncing the wheel up and down. I think there might be suspension damage on the front left.
Petrov trying to get past and alongside Raoul Hyman as they come through the complex. Hyman doing everything now to hold off the Russian, but that's allowed Leach to come alongside. They go down the main straight. Leach has got to run. He's going to try on Petrov here, and he's got him. Through goes Leach on Petrov. Well, Petrov was trying to take Hyman, and as those two fought, Leach got involved, and now he's going after Hyman himself. So Leach is the man on the move. Armstrong is out. It's all about the Kiwis again. One in 2nd place, one in 4th place, and the other one, the leader in the championship, is out of the race and still in the pits. We'll dare Murray to go down and talk to his team manager and find out what the real reason is and what the problem is. But right now, we've got a great midfield battle, and you're watching it. Raoul Hyman holding off Leach. Then it's Petrov. Then it's Esteban Muth of Belgium, the 17-year-old, and out goes Marcus Armstrong, the first retirement of his season. Murray, I wish you luck if you're going in there. Hyman continues to try to hold off Leach. Into the loop. And again, and a big lock-up. That doesn't help the tyres, my friend. And Leach still been struggling with that car most of the weekend. He just said it's just not what he wanted to. It's not the balance so much. It's just not where he wants it. And he's been so successful here in the past. And now we've got a distinctly two-way battle here. We've got one for the front. The leaders coming across the line now. Auer crosses the line with a 125.1, a 124.4 from Lawson. He's up the pace. He's on Auer's case. Meanwhile, Hyman crosses the line. Hyman does it too. So they're on the same pace. And it's a group of five drivers now, all chasing this second group. And Lawson is slowly reeling in Lucas Auer. But he's got to think carefully now, and he's got to listen to the team, because Marcus Armstrong, his closest rival, is out here at race 2 in Taupo. Just at the worst, came so close to winning the championship, Armstrong, last year. Murray, what's your thought?
Well, he's still sitting in the car, obviously very frustrated. He's got his eyes shut. He's reflecting on a big disappointment. But the mechanics, the M2 mechanics, are frantically trying to sort out the front left suspension. It looks like something in the push rod, maybe the link at the top. There's an army of people working on the car. He's still sitting in the car. Maybe he can get back out, but it's a short race.
Yeah, and the irony is, of course, race 2, a reverse grid, top 6 or top 8, which will be picked out of the hat later tonight, and that's not going to help Marcus either. Across the line comes Lucas Auer. Auer does a 24.8. He reacts well, but 24.7 from Lawson. So Lawson again taking just the slightest of time, but a 10th will do it. He's certainly got time, 7 laps gone, to reel Lucas off Leach. And this 5-way battle for the podium. And it really is a 5-way battle, because at the back of it, Petacek could join this, and at back, Jackson, Walls, Kotaka are all very close to that second group. They may well catch up.
Jonathan, this is what Liam is very opposite, but suddenly he'll be on them.
Yeah, and he's also attacking. He's 16, and he's attacking a 24-year-old who's got literally 10 years on him of racing. And that's no mean feat. We said earlier that people are starting to get interested in him. And anybody tuning in on the live feed, wherever you are around the world, you're watching a really accomplished racing driver trying to hold off a young buck who really is looking much more mature than his 16 years of age. Into the complex again. Lucas Auer leads this race, but hasn't won yet. And he'll be darned if he's not going to try and win one. As you say, Greg Siddle will be watching on in Australia, hoping his man can do something. They cross the line again. And again, Liam Lawson quicker, a 24.4 that time.
Yeah, new fastest lap.
Still no change in the battle for third. Hyman holding him off. Tommy Smith looking racy as Cameron Dass makes a move up the inside of turn 1. Nicely done on Deb Gore. The two Americans side by side as they exit 1. There's quite a lot of dirt down there as well from, I think, Marcus's incident. But Cameron Dass makes that do. Dass started right at the back, of course, and now he's up to 13th place. So this is good so far from the man who started at the back after being penalised in the first race. And, of course, with 4 races for the weekend, it's always a worry. Any penalty or any damage to the car, that really could change your weekend dramatically.
And Liam is hunting him down, Jonathan.
Yeah, no question. He's just taken, like you say, just a 10th here, a 10th there. But enough to worry Lucas or try to force him into a mistake. And I've been listening to your interviews with Lucas. You almost get the feeling that he can't, that there's nothing more that he can do with the car. He's not disappointed, he's not upset, but he can't go any quicker.
Well, last time around the gap was 0.7. As soon as he gets within half second, which he will be this time, he's in striking distance.
Yeah, I think you're right. Here they come across the line. Let's take a look at the gap. It's 0.6, so yeah, he's just off it, but he could make it up in this lap alone. Hyman crosses the line now. Hyman still circulating well, 125.5 that time. Leach right up there. Good race so far from Leach. You forget that Leach has come from 11th on the grid. We joked just with the reverse grid, maybe 6, I'll be happy. And he's already here right up in 4th place, so he'll be more than happy. And if he can get past Raoul Hyman before the end of this race, it'll be a fantastic podium here at Taupo for the Invercargill man.
Well, a little lock up there from Liam, but he's obviously pushing as hard as he can.
Yeah, no question. Time running out, though. 9 laps gone.
But only 0.6 of a second. This is striking distance.
Yes, it is. But you've got to be careful, because if he... Mark Pilcher watching on, and the one bit of advice they said, as they always say in Formula One, just don't take your teammate out. Race as hard as you like, but don't take your teammate out. Into the complex again. This is where Lucas is quick. Now, slightly different lines I noticed between these two. Out of the last corner, very close to the walls there. Let's take a look at the gap. It is down to 0.5 now, and you can see it into turn 1. Nothing between them, and off goes the number 16. And that's Thomas Smith, the Australian, going grass tracking.
Well, that's a great job. Our front left suspension apart, they've repaired it.
Well, Lawson's lining himself up. Thomas Smith has got going again in the 16. Now, the question is, where is Lawson going to try to pass Lucas Auer, having raced here so many times before, where his favourite circuits, and he named Taupo as one of them. The yellow, blue and white of Lawson. And that back straight. Good long straight here at Taupo, and then into this really difficult left, then right, and then left again, and onto the main straight. And you've got to get good drive here. They cross the line again. Let's take a look at the gap. It's still 0.5, so good reaction from Lucas Auer to maintain that gap to exactly half a second. If Armstrong can finish this race, he will still pick up 5 points, and that could be crucial in the countback, and he knows it all too well from last year. Kotaka locks up at turn 1, tries to make a go at Jackson Walls, can't do it. That brings Callum Williams, the other Australian, into the battle. But something's wrong, and Kotaka is out. The Japanese driver, oh, well, that could be obvious. His wing's gone. Well, Kotaka not flying anywhere without wings. Meanwhile, Das continues to carve his way through. He's up to 11th place now. Back to the battle at the front. 4 laps to go.
Years old versus 16 years old. Experience showing at the moment.
Yeah. Well, Edu this season has pretty much been around the outside, so if he does get close enough, expect some fireworks, folks. But Lucas rarely makes mistakes when he's in this position. Nice and smooth. No drama inside. Just trying to check who that flag is being shown for.
Car number 36.
Okay, it is Kotaka. Okay, they're bringing him in. The gap still 0.6. In fact, Lucas Auer has carved out another 10th. It's not much, but it's enough to hold off Lawson for another couple of laps. We're on lap 12, 3 to go. And the Red Bull Junior man headed to Japan after this.
And remember, these two were separated by only 0.003 of a second in qualifying.
Yeah, no question. This was such a good qualifying session, and I think Lucas was pretty disappointed not to get the pole.
Final 30 seconds with the, that's how close it came. 30 seconds from the finish. Liam slotted that top in.
Kotaka comes into the pits, and no surprise there without that front wing. And the team pour over the car, and they'll try to fix that up, but a little too late now to do anything. Meanwhile, Marcus Armstrong, as we confirmed, he's going and circulating, and he will pick up some small points if he keeps going and finishes last. And so, well worth getting him out, and he's done so. And here comes Leach has got Esteban Muth. Well, Leach was, that's interesting, because I'm not quite sure what's happened there, because Esteban was behind Muth. Sorry, Esteban Muth was behind Leach, and Leach was behind Hyman. So, interesting battle, but either way, Hyman's disappeared, and now in 3rd place. No, Leach is lost out, in fact. Petrov's up to 4th place. So that battle has spread right out. Meanwhile, Lawson still there in second place. Let's just confirm the order. It's Auer, Lawson, Hyman still third, Petrov fourth. Leach is battling with Muth, and they've dropped Petacek in seventh place. Wall still eighth, Cameron Dath ninth, and Callum Williams in 10th. Time running out. If Lawson's going to make a move, it's going to be soon, but I've got a feeling unless he tried, well, he's close now. This is his best opportunity. He's going to tuck himself up down the back straight, get the drive if he can. This is where he'll look for the slipstream and try to jink left or right. But Auer will be wise to it, and he's got power too. Identically prepared by the same team. He had to think about it, but he's not going to get past there. He's going to have to be closer. Picks up a bit of dirt and a bit of dust as they come onto the main straight again. One lap to go. This is it. If Lawson's going to make his move, he's going to have to do it soon. They're very close indeed. The gap, the shortest it's been, it's down to 0.3, but you can see it yourself. Lucas Auer under immense pressure now from the young Kiwi. Sterling performance again by Lawson. He's going to massively take some points out of Armstrong's lead, but this win will put Lucas Auer back in contention for sure. Hyman's going to get a very solid third place. Kotaka still circulating. He's got back out on track. And Petrov in fourth place. Leach in fifth. So it was Petrov who got past Leach. Lucas Auer heading towards that checkered flag. It's being prepared here on the front straight. It's been a good race between these two, the two teammates, but finally it's Lucas who gets a chance to win and put himself in a position to maybe, over the next couple of races here at Taupo and 3 more at Manfield, make an impression on this. It's a close finish. Race 2 though goes to Lucas Auer. He punches the air as well he might. Lawson follows him home in second place, and there's quite some gap between these two. And Raul Hyman takes third place. It looks as though Das has broken his wing and is literally, well, he's coming into the pits actually. So just in the background there. Petrov takes fourth place. Brendan Leach, brilliant, from 11th to 5th. Muth 6th. Petacek in 7th. Walls 8th. Callum Williams in 9th. Cameron Dath would have been 10th, but he's just come in with a broken front wing. And Dev Gore, Florescu 12th. Parker Lock 13th. Thomas Smith 14th. And Kotaka and Armstrong. Armstrong will cross the line. And those are going to be valuable points for Armstrong. Does cross the line. So Das does get 10th place by the looks of things. Good thing about the team to get Das to actually cross the checkered flag, cross the line coming in on that last lap. Didn't want to be stopped on circuit, and there he is. Good thinking. Wow, another good race, another interesting race, and another twist to this 2019 Castrol Toyota Racing Series. Murray, your thoughts on what has been a great day for Lucas Auer, and finally he gets his moment. I think Murray's rushing off to get the interviews. But last time out, Liam Lawson took 8 points off Marcus, but there's a lot more that time. And yeah, this championship is on a knife edge now. With 2 more races to come tomorrow, we are in for a doozy. Let's hope the weather stays fair here at Taupo. And well, if we didn't have a championship on our hands before, we do now. And it's the 2 Kiwis out front, literally neck and neck for the title chase. So that concludes our coverage of race 2 from the Bruce McLaren Motorsport Park. Confirmation of the result. Lucas Auer with the win. Liam Lawson second and Raoul Hyman. That's your podium. Artem Petrov of Russia fourth. Brendan Leach fifth. Esteban Muth of Belgium sixth. Petacek seventh. Walls, Williams, Das rounding out the top 10. Then it's Gore, Florescu, Locke, Smith, Kotaka and Armstrong rounding out this race, but not where championship leader Marcus Armstrong wanted to finish. That's how it goes, though. That's motor racing. We'll be back with 2 more races tomorrow from Taupo.